Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're plunging into the incredibly dynamic world of the energy sector.
Yeah, it's constantly changing.
We've got a really fascinating set of sources today. They paint quite a picture of innovation, adaptation, and, well, some big strategic moves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our mission today is really to give you a shortcut to being well-informed. We want to explore how companies are, powering efficiency and fueling growth in this landscape.
And how are we doing that? What are the sources?
We're pulling insights from two main places. First, excerpts from the EAG Inc. website. They're experts in consulting and outsourcing solutions.
Okay.
And second, a pretty comprehensive industry trends report. It's titled Upstream Oil and Gas, Policy, Supply, and Partnership Dynamics.
Got it. So think of it as connecting the micro, right? The specific hands-on solutions from a company like EAG to the macro, those huge global trends shaping the whole energy industry.
Exactly. We'll see how specific services meet these really pressing industry needs.
Yeah. And what it all means for the future of energy and, importantly, for you navigating this space.
Right.
Okay, let's kick things off with EAG Inc. Who do they typically partner with? What's their core promise?
Well, EAG works with organizations of really all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Across mining, the upstream sector that's mostly oil and gas exploration production.
Right, EMP.
Yeah, EMP. And midstream companies, too, the transport and storage folks, and, of course, the growing renewable energy sectors. They've got over 20 years of experience.
2 decades, wow.
Yeah. And their stated goal, this comes from the founder and CEO, Elizabeth Gerbel, is to be the industry's first choice for consulting and outsourcing.
Okay, first choice. What does that mean in practice?
Well, it seems it's not just about delivering services. They emphasize providing a, quote, delightful service experience.
Delightful. Interesting word choice.
It is. And building enduring relationships based on mutual trust and respect. It's about partnership.
Okay, so what specific toughest business challenges, as they put it, does EAG aim to solve? What are companies actually struggling with?
They highlight several key areas. First one, automate and optimize processes. Think getting rid of manual work, streamlining things.
Makes sense. Efficiency.
Exactly. Second, improving data reliability. Because let's face it, you can't make good decisions with bad data.
Absolutely critical.
Third is transforming that reliable data into valuable information. Actual insights.
So not just numbers, but meaning.
Precisely. They also help clients leverage industry experts, maybe talent they don't have in-house. And finally, optimizing their IT infrastructure, the whole tech backbone.
And it sounds like they offer a full suite of services for this. Comprehensive solutions, I think they called it.
That's right. They've got classic consulting services aiming for operational excellence, then IT outsourcing, providing, top-tier holistic IT management.
Okay.
There's also back-office outsourcing. Their subject matter experts step in to help meet deadlines, get reports out on time.
So handling the essential background tasks.
Yeah. And plus, they offer software as a service SaaS. That means targeted, easy-to-use cloud software solutions, often on subscription, less upfront cost.
That's a smart mix, expertise plus flexible tech. And what really jumps out from their site is this claim of deep industry expertise, over 100 engagements a year.
Yeah, and this is the kicker.
And over 80% of clients rehire them? That seems huge.
It's massive. That rehire rate, it really speaks volumes, doesn't it? About their tailored approach, their professionals.
And the results, presumably, like cost reduction.
Absolutely. It suggests they're not just completing projects, they're building real long-term partnerships that deliver value.
Okay, so we've seen how companies like EAG are tackling challenges at that micro level, but the real deep dive happens when we connect these solutions to the, seismic shifts happening across the whole industry.
Right.
Our second source, that Upstream Oil and Gas report, paints that broader picture. What are the major industry highlights it points to?
Okay, so this report gives us what it calls today's oil and gas trends report. And 3 key industry highlights really stand out, showing how the sector is evolving.
What's the first one?
First is the rapid advance in digital oil field technologies. We're seeing really widespread adoption now. Things like AI-driven reservoir modeling.
Using AI to find oil and gas more efficiently.
Exactly. Analyzing huge amounts of geological data, predicting where and how much, and the best way to extract it. It also covers real-time data analytics and predictive maintenance.
Predictive maintenance, like knowing when equipment will fail before it does.
Precisely. Think offshore platforms using AI algorithms to anticipate failures, optimize drilling. It leads to huge cost savings, better efficiency. Digital transformation isn't just nice to have anymore.
It's becoming table stakes for competitiveness.
Definitely.
Okay, so if you're using AI for predictive maintenance, having that reliable data and optimized processes we heard about from EAG, that seems absolutely crucial.
It's fundamental. You need that solid foundation.
What's the second highlight from the report?
The second one is fascinating, really novel. It's the expansion of offshore wind integration with oil and gas assets.
So combining wind power with existing oil and gas stuff offshore.
Yeah, instead of building everything new for wind, they're exploring repurposing existing oil platforms for turbines, using the oil field subsea networks for power lines.
Wow, really?
And leveraging all that offshore expertise oil and gas companies already have. There are pilot projects happening now in North Sea, Gulf of Mexico, showing the potential for these hybrid offshore energy hubs.
That's ingenious, actually. Extending the life of assets, bridging traditional and renewable energy.
It makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Okay, and the third major trend.
The third is a growing, and I'd say critical, focus on methane emissions reduction. This is huge, environmentally and regulatory-wise.
Right, methane's a potent greenhouse gas.
Very. So we're seeing new tech deployed at scale, drones checking for leaks, satellite monitoring, advanced infrared sensors.
To find and fix leaks faster.
Exactly. And what's key here is commitment. Many leading operators are publicly aiming for near-zero methane emissions by 2030. Aligning with the OGCI goals, that's the Oil and Gas Climate Initiative.
So it's compliance, but also capturing a resource, right? Methane is natural gas.
Good point. It's both environmental stewardship and resource management.
Okay, it definitely sounds like a new era for upstream oil and gas. The report says professionals are navigating regulatory reform, shifting supply, strategic alliances. A lot is changing.
It's a very dynamic period.
So let's dig into some specifics. What about those global and regional shifts?
Absolutely. Let's start with India's regulatory reset. They've got these draft petroleum and natural gas rules for 2025. It's a massive overhaul.
Aimed at attracting investment.
Primarily, yes. Aligning with global best practices, there are some key provisions. Investor safeguards, like stabilization clauses.
Meaning, what's a stabilization clause?
It's basically a contractual promise to protect long-term investments from sudden rule changes by the government. Gives investors confidence.
Okay, makes sense for attracting big money.
Right. There's also mandatory third-party access to underused pipelines, a big deal for competition.
Letting smaller players use the pipes.
Exactly. And interestingly, it empowers operators to develop renewables, solar, wind, hydrogen, geothermal, right within their oil field blocks.
So integrating renewables directly.
Yeah. Plus new rules for greenhouse gas monitoring, a framework for carbon capture and storage, CCS, stricter site cleanup rules. It's comprehensive.
What about data? Any changes there?
Big one. All operational data and physical samples become government property.
Really? How does that work with confidentiality?
Well, the rules apparently include strict confidentiality provisions, but it's definitely a shift in ownership. They're taking public feedback until mid-July 2025, and this whole package is expected to kick off India's largest ever E&P bidding round.
Wow, that is ambitious. Are there potential downsides or complexities mentioned?
Well, the report doesn't explicitly detail downsides, but you can imagine, right? Sweeping reforms always bring implementation challenges. Adjusting to all the new regs, the data ownership shift. It could mean more complexity for companies initially.
Sure, navigating the new rules.
But the overall goal seems clear. Attract and secure investment for the long haul.
Okay, shifting gears globally. OPEC plus supply moves, always a big factor in oil prices. What's the latest there?
Well, they've actually sped up supply increases, agreed to raise output by 540,000 barrels per day just in August. That's faster than they planned.
Part of rolling back those earlier cuts.
Exactly. They're phasing out those 2.2 million barrel per day cuts from 2023, and now it looks like they'll be fully unwound a year early.
So more supply coming online faster. What's the market reaction?
Well, demand is strong, inventories are low, but this news still triggered worries about oversupply. Brent crude actually dipped below $70 a barrel.
Volatility strikes again.
Always. But here's the crucial part. OPEC Plus keeps what they call strategic flexibility. They can pause these hikes, even reverse them. They've got a review meeting set for August 3rd, 2025.
So they can still adjust course quickly.
Which really highlights why agility is just so vital for anyone in the upstream sector.
Yeah.
You have to navigate this price uncertainty.
Absolutely. Let's zoom in on regional activity, U.S. and beyond. It sounds like a mixed bag over there.
It does. In Texas, for instance, the upstream sector actually added jobs back in May 2025, despite the market wobbles. Over 8,000 active job postings.
So some resilience there, but what about production overall?
That's where the picture is a bit different. The EIA, the U.S. Energy Information Administration, they're projecting U.S. crude production to be flat, around 13.4 million barrels per day for both 2025 and 2026.
Flat. Why is that?
A slight downward revision, actually, mostly due to less drilling activity because of those lower oil prices we mentioned.
Makes sense. Less incentive to drill.
But on the flip side, we're seeing companies forging new alliances, strategic partnerships. Well, a notable one is Woodside Energy, Hyundai Engineering, and Hyundai Glovis. They signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, to collaborate across the whole LNG value chain.
LNG, liquefied natural gas.
Right, focusing on expanding in the Asia-Pacific region and finding low-carbon shipping solutions. So there's this drive for scale, for partnerships, especially in areas like LNG, even if traditional drilling slows a bit.
Okay, so bringing this all together, pulling from both EAG's focus and the broader report. What are the core strategic takeaways for upstream leaders?
Good question. How do you navigate all this?
Yeah. And importantly, how do those solutions like EAGs actually help leaders implement these strategies?
Okay, the report highlights 4 key areas for operators who want to be agile. First, portfolio resilience.
Resilience means.
Assets with low break-even costs.
Yeah.
Ones that can make money even if prices are low. And strong ESG credentials, environmental, social, governance. That's increasingly crucial for attracting investment capital.
Right. ESG is everywhere now. What's second? Second, capital discipline. Basically, fiscal prudence. Being careful with spending, especially with price uncertainty and rising costs, still very important.
Don't overspend. Got it. Third,
The report calls it the innovation imperative. This is where tech really comes in. Efficiency-boosting technologies like that AI-driven reservoir management we talked about, and things called digital twins.
digital twins, like a virtual copy.
Exactly. A virtual replica of a physical asset, like an offshore platform or a refinery used for real-time monitoring, simulation, finding efficiencies. These technologies are moving from, nice to have to absolutely essential.
Essential for protecting margins, reducing emissions.
Right, on both counts.
And this innovation point seems like a direct link back to EAG, doesn't it? If you need AI, digital twins, you need automated processes, reliable data, the right IT. Absolutely, that connection is crystal clear. This is precisely where a partner focused on data transformation, process optimization, IT outsourcing like EAG describes themselves, becomes invaluable. They help companies actually implement these advanced technologies.
Makes perfect sense. And the fourth takeaway.
Fourth is partnerships and scale. Collaborations. Working together across the value chain, especially in things like LNG and developing those low-carbon solutions. This is becoming critical for long-term competitiveness. You can't always do it alone.
Right, scale matters.
It does.
So ultimately, the report's looking ahead section, it sounds like the upstream sector is really at a crossroads.
That's the language they use, yeah, a crossroad.
Regulatory changes like India's, OPEC, plus adjusting supply, these strategic partnerships, they're all reshaping the future.
And the conclusion is pretty clear. Operators who embrace efficiency, discipline their capital spending, and really lead with technology and innovation.
They're the ones best positioned to thrive.
That's the takeaway.
Which really brings it back to the listener, doesn't it?
It does. It raises a crucial question for you listening in or for any organization in this space. If these are the new fundamentals for success, how ready is your organization? Are you set up to adapt, to innovate, maybe even to lead in this completely transformed energy landscape?
That's a powerful thought to leave us with. Wow, what an incredibly comprehensive overview today.
We covered a lot of ground.
We really did. From those specific consulting services tackling granular challenges, all the way to global supply dynamics and the cutting edge of digital tech in the oil field. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. And as you, our listeners, consider all these insights, maybe think about this. If the energy sector is becoming so much more reliant on technology, on data, on global partnerships, what kind of new, maybe unexpected skill sets or even cross-industry collaborations might become absolutely essential for success 5, maybe 10 years from now? Something to ponder.
Great question. We hope this deep dive has genuinely given you that shortcut to being well-informed and maybe sparked even more curiosity. Until next time.